Have you ever looked closely at the palm of your hand and noticed the strange lines and patterns etched across it? They twist, intersect, and curve in ways that almost seem intentional, like a mysterious map drawn on your skin before you were even born. For centuries, people have stared at these lines and wondered if they hold hidden meanings about destiny, personality, or the future. Entire traditions such as palmistry were built around the belief that the lines on our palms reveal secrets about our lives. But long before anyone tried to read the future from them, these patterns already had a far more fascinating story, one rooted in biology, evolution, and the incredible process of human development. So why do we actually have patterns on our palms? And why are they unique to every single person on Earth? Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things. The patterns on our palms are known scientifically as palmar flexion creases. Unlike fingerprints, which are made of tiny ridges, palm patterns are larger lines that form where the skin folds. These creases appear because our hands are constantly bending, gripping, and moving. Imagine trying to close your hand into a fist without flexible skin folds. It would feel stiff and uncomfortable. The creases allow the skin to fold smoothly when we grasp objects, giving our hands the flexibility needed for delicate and powerful movements. In other words, the patterns on our palms are not random decorations. They are built-in design features that help our hands function efficiently. But these lines didn't appear after we started using our hands. In fact, they begin forming long before we are born. Around the 12th week of pregnancy, when a fetus is still developing in the womb, the skin on the palms begins to fold as the hand grows and moves. As the fetus flexes its fingers and curls its tiny fists, pressure and movement shape the developing skin. These movements influence where the creases form. By the time a baby is born, the major palm lines are already established and will remain largely the same for the rest of that person's life. What makes this even more fascinating is that no two people have exactly the same palm patterns. Even identical twins, who share the same DNA, have slight differences in their palm lines and fingerprints. This happens because the exact movements and pressures experienced during development in the womb are never perfectly identical. Tiny variations in growth, positioning, and motion shape the final patterns. In a way, the palms record a small part of the story of how each person developed before birth. Scientists study these palm patterns in a field called Dermatoglyphics, which focuses on the ridges and creases found on hands and feet. Researchers discovered that these patterns can sometimes reveal clues about certain genetic conditions. For example, people with Down syndrome often have a single deep crease running across the palm instead of multiple separate lines. Doctors sometimes examine palm creases as one of many physical indicators during medical assessments. While palm lines cannot predict the future, they can provide useful information about how the body developed. The practical importance of palm patterns becomes clear when we think about how remarkable the human hand truly is. Our hands can perform an incredible range of tasks, from lifting heavy objects to threading a needle. The creases in the palm allow the skin to compress and stretch as the hand moves through countless positions. Without these natural folds, the skin would resist bending and could even tear under repeated stress. Evolution favored hands that were flexible and durable, allowing humans to manipulate tools, build shelters, create art, and eventually develop entire civilizations. Palm patterns also work together with fingerprints to improve grip. The ridges on our fingers and palms increase friction when we hold objects. If you've ever tried to pick something up with wet or smooth hands, you know how easily things can slip. The combination of ridges and creases helps the skin adjust to the shape of whatever we are holding. This is especially important for tasks that require precision, such as writing, drawing, or using delicate instruments. Interestingly, humans are not the only creatures with palm-like patterns. Many primates, including chimpanzees and gorillas, also have complex hand creases and ridges. This similarity reflects our shared evolutionary history. These features evolved because they made gripping branches, climbing, and manipulating objects easier. Over millions of years, the structure of the hand became one of the defining tools of human success as a species. Despite the scientific explanation, palm lines continue to capture the imagination of people around the world. Palm reading traditions date back thousands of years and appear in cultures from ancient China and India to Greece and the Middle East. In these traditions, the major lines, the heart line, head line, and lifeline, are believed to reflect aspects of personality or destiny. While modern science does not support these claims, the persistence of palmistry shows how deeply humans are drawn to patterns and meanings hidden in everyday details. When you look down at your own hands, you are seeing a combination of biology, development, and evolutionary design. Those lines are not mystical predictions of the future, but they are still remarkable in their own way. They formed before you were born, shaped by tiny movements inside the womb. They help your hands bend, grip, and interact with the world around you every single day. So the next time you open your hand and examine the lines crossing your palm, remember that they are more than just random markings. They are evidence of how your body developed, tools that help your hands function, and a subtle reminder of our evolutionary past. What once seemed like mysterious symbols are actually the result of an intricate biological process that began long before your first breath. And in their quiet, everyday way, the patterns on our palms tell a story, not of destiny, but of how wonderfully complex the human body truly is. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.